So basically today our video is fan casting. Fan casting is where you take a piece of media, it could be a book, it could be a show, a movie, and you cast whoever you want to cast as a fan of whatever the media you're consuming is. The picture of the show in its original form with the original actors or voice actors or whatever it looked like originally is going to be somewhere on the screen. Then I'm going to put the picture of whoever I chose to be that character. Also, with some of these, actually with most of these, I took liberties if the cast was mainly white, or if there were characters that were mainly white, I changed them to people of color. Not all of them, but most of them, I changed to people of color. If there was a member of the cast who was already a person of color, I kept that ethnicity and casted somebody within that ethnicity. I also took into account ages. So I'm only going to do the main characters of basically every show or movie I'm talking about. So our first fan cast topic is Courage the Cowardly Dog. So Courage the Cowardly Dog, the three main characters are Courage, obviously, Mariel, and Eustace. So that's who I casted. I also decided to cast one character in this one episode of the show. I have no idea what his name was, but all I know is he said, "Very naughty." Okay, so Courage is going to be voiced by Jack Black. I imagine Courage, they would just CGI him like they did Sonic. So he's going to be voiced by Jack Black. Jack Black can make weird noises, and so I feel like if he voice acted Courage, who makes incoherent noises, Jack Black would just body it. Mariel is being played by Blythe Danner. I have no idea what she's acted in before. All I know is when I googled old white ladies, old white actresses, she came up. Eustace is Ed Harris. Again, I just googled old white actors. I know I've seen him act in something before, I just couldn't tell you what. The very naughty guy is going to be played by either Bill Skarsgård, who played Pennywise, or Jim Carrey. Both have the capability to play somebody scary. Our next fan cast show is Codename Kids Next Door. Obviously, numbers 1 through 5 were the main characters, so that's who we're casting. Number 1 is going to be played by Ian Armitage. He played young Sheldon. I just looked at him and I was like, yeah, I think he'd do a good job. Number 2 is going to be played by Archie James Yates. He played the main character in the newest Home Alone movie. I have no reason for it. Never watched the movie. Number 3, I'm going to fan cast Momona Tamata. She played, I want to say, Claudia in the Babysitter's Club series on Netflix. Okay, number 4, Walker School. As far as I can remember from the show, number 4 was a little shit. So I had to cast a little shit. Number 5 is Trinity Stokes. Our next fan cast show is Strawberry Shortcake. I'm only going to do the main 5. So Strawberry Shortcake, I casted Yara Shahidi because I've seen her playing an annoying character before. So I feel like she'd be a good person. Orange Blossom, she is being played by Marseille Martin. Angel Cake was McKenna Grace. You know, a little soft-spoken character, shy. Blueberry Muffin, I don't know how to say her first name. It starts with an X, but her last name is Gomez, and she's on the screen somewhere. So she played America Chavez in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Ginger Snap, I decided to cast Iman Vellani, who played Miss Marvel in the Miss Marvel series on Disney+. Moving on, Tinkerbell movie series. This is where I took like a lot of liberties. There's not one white person in this cast. Everybody in this cast is a person of color, which I love. We're only going to cast Tinkerbell's friends. Tinkerbell is going to be played by Kiersey Clemens. Fawn, I fan casted Paulina Chavez, who is a Mexican-American. Silver Mist is obviously an Asian character, so I decided to cast an Asian actress. Lana Condor, she's Vietnamese. I think Iridessa is going to be played by my girl Skyjack, the last of our main Tinkerbell friends. Rosetta, I casted Maitri Ramakrishnan. We also decided to do the 3 main guys in the Tinkerbell movies. Tinkerbell's love interest, Terrence. I went with Boo Boo Stewart, who is part Native American. So Bobble and Clank were the other 2 Tinker Fairies that we see in the Tinkerbell movie series. So I decided to put them in a relationship, and I decided to make them queer. I couldn't find body diversity, so I didn't cast anybody bodily diverse for Clank's role. I casted queer person of color actors for these roles. Bobble, the skinny one with the water droplet glasses, I decided to be played by Justice Smith, who is a queer actor. He's also black. Clank, I went with Keenan Linesdale. Wow Wubsy, which is so weird. I just went with voice actors because in my head I'm like, okay, they're gonna CGI him. Like ugly son. For Wubsy, I casted Ryan Bugle. Ryan Bugle plays Noah, Olivia's son in Law & Order. Daisy, I casted McKenna Grace. Widget, I casted Miley Cyrus because Widget is Southern. Walden, Milo Parker, he has an accent, I think, in the show. The replacements, I wanted diversity. So I picked some diverse people. Riley is Lovey Simone Opong. Todd, I decided to cast Jaden Smith because I was looking for somebody who looked similar to the actress I casted. Riley and Todd called the replacement agency, and they replaced their parents because they were orphans. So the people who adopted them weren't their actual physical biological parents. So I could have casted anybody, even though I made Riley and Todd black. So I went with black parents. So Agent K was English. She looks like she's Asian, but she's also brown. So I was like, okay, let me go with somebody who's black and Asian. So I went with Naomi Campbell. Dick Daring, the dad, I went with Will Smith. Car, I casted John Boyega because I know the car was British. Johnny suggested American Dragon, Jake Long. Jake Long was a Chinese American. I casted Ian Chen. I don't know what he was in, but I know he's Chinese American and he's 14, and Jake Long was 14. So Haley Long, the little sister, she's 7. For the life of me, I could not find any Chinese American actress who was younger than 15. I could not find anybody, and I looked. I didn't cast Haley Long. If you have anybody, if you think of anybody, fill them in. I have no idea. Susan Long, I decided to cast Brenda Song. Jonathan Long was a white man. I have no problem casting a white man because that is kind of critical to the show. So I casted Andrew Garfield, who's also in his 30s. Rose, there was no ethnicity for her. She looked white. I mean, she was blonde and blue-eyed, but she was also kidnapped as a child from her parents, and then later on, she goes to Hong Kong. So I don't know if she was Asian, so I decided to just cast her as a white person. So I cast her McKenna Grace again. That's the end of the fan cast video. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe.